Now I have to tell you, this is going to be one of the highlights of my trips to PASI's 2014. I've been talking about this for months. The Pinball Arcade, FarSight Studios, and I'm here with Norman from FarSight Studios to talk about what else? The Pinball Arcade. How you doing today?
Real good. This is a great show. It's an amazing show.
How are the fans in New England treating you?
You know, everybody loves us. We only have fun at these places. We don't have any problems. We're giving away games this particular expo. We've already given away 650 of them.
Oh, wow.
And so we're giving away 4 free tables here right now, and people are just snapping them up.
As well they should. You know, I have talked about this for months. It's a really fun way to experience pinball. I mean, nothing will be like the real thing, but this is as close as you can get. It's been a really big weekend for you guys. As we are filming in the middle of April, High Speed, which is one of the most popular tables of all time, just came out for the Pinball Arcade. A lot of people were looking forward to that. We'll talk a little bit about that.
Well, High Speed is just one of those tables, Steve Ritchie table. It's an iconic table. There's a great lighting trick that we're doing in that particular table that translates across all platforms, and it's just beautiful looking and just a beautifully designed table. And you know, who doesn't like being chased by the police? I mean, really.
Absolutely. And also this weekend now, a lot of my viewers know that I play a lot of games on the 360, and the Pinball Arcade, due to circumstances beyond your control between the bankruptcy issues with Crave, it hasn't been on the 360 in some time, over a year. But I am happy to announce that that no longer is a problem. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, you know, it's been a while, and you know, the joke that I always make is that people have no reason to believe us. Every year we've been saying it's done, we're going to be out soon, but we're working on the project now. The road is open for us, and so we're real happy about that. Xbox One is going to come out, 360 is going to come out really, really soon.
Yeah, and especially on the next-gen side, I know eventually the PC will look like how detailed it looks with the lighting on the PlayStation 4. Now the Xbox One version will be basically, I assume, the same type of deal?
Absolutely. PS4, Xbox One, and then the PC version after we go to DX11 is just going to look beautiful. So those will be the 3 platforms that really have the visuals. But you can't take those into a dentist's office. You can't fly on an airplane and play pinball. So as much as I like the consoles, and I love them, they're great, most of the time I'm playing on an iPad because I'm flying to Boston. I'm waiting for my tires. So I like it on the mobiles a lot.
Yeah, one of the things I have to say, I'm really not a believer in having things for more than one platform. This is an exception. I have every table on my iPad, just like you, and I would have done it all on the 360, but now that I have an Xbox One, I'm probably going to wait for that. But you know, it's the best of both worlds, really.
Yeah, I agree.
So one of the really cool things that's also going on right now, we talked a little bit about it last month at Pinball Arcade Fans, and this is one of the really cool things that I personally like about FarSight, is that they're running an actual poll, and it's an official poll. They've already done it once before last year, and right now, if you go to pinballarcadefans.com, you can vote for a future table to come into the Pinball Arcade. So the 3 right now that are up for, you know, selection are Earthshaker, Diner, and Cyclone, which are all good choices. Do you have a favorite out of those 3?
It would probably be Diner for me, and I believe that Diner is actually, it pulled out into the front, and I think Diner has probably stayed there, although I've been here and I haven't really looked to see what's going on, but I believe Diner is kind of going to be the clear winner there.
Yeah, it looks like we'll be seeing Diner sometime soon.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that FarSight announced at Christmas time was kind of like an add-on, like a side project called Pinball After Dark. Yeah. Any more news on that? You know, not really. And here's there's a lot of things that we want to do. You know, we've talked about making possibly making a pinball construction set, Pinball After Dark. We're working on the cabinet build for the people who have the virtual cabinets. However, in the last few months, getting the tables out for season 2 for our
our PS4 users has been really a top priority, getting our Xbox One launch out. So those are out of the way and we can go back to those projects. But right now there's nothing more to say about that except that we really want to do it. That's also going to require some licenses that we're going to have to get before we can do that. But there's some tables that we really can't bring out on the regular platforms that we really want to, and I think it'd be a great product.
Right, and that leads into, you know, probably the most requested table, Addams Family. You've done a couple of Kickstarters of some of those prohibitive licenses so far. Been successful with all three: The Twilight Zone, Star Trek: The Next Generation, Terminator 2. Any progress on that?
Nothing to say right now, but there are people working on it, and there are some licensing issues there. We have not given up on Addams Family in any way, and so we're really hoping that we can launch a Kickstarter on that in the near future, real soon. We're hoping.
All right, now here's a question you may not be able to answer, but it is vague. We're right now halfway. We're halfway through season 3. Will there be a season 4?
Oh, we have every intention of doing a season 4. That's really up to the users. But right now, there's an enormous amount of wind at our back, and so there doesn't seem to be a reason we would not sail into season 4. We also have plans for season 5. I mean, we're going to keep planning, and if people keep buying the tables, we're going to keep making them. And there's a lot of tables in the world. We're just going to keep making them.
Well, that's good, because my final question is strictly for me, and for those of you who are at the Pinball Arcades forum, you know what's coming up. So don't shoot me in the heart. Tell me there's a possibility that Bonsai Run can make it into the Pinball Arcade. But be honest.
Be honest. There's no reason we couldn't do Bonsai Run. I'm a big fan of Bonsai Run. I've been trying to get that through. As I said, there's a lot of great tables. A lot of tables that we know our fans already want. So there's no reason we can't do Bonsai Run. Is it in one of the seasons coming up? Maybe.
I will take that answer, and I will be happy with it. Norman, thank you so much. I had a wonderful time with you. Hopefully you guys will come back next year.
Oh, I would like to, and I'm hoping that we go to Seattle as well.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.